Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is episode 7, I believe, of our heavily modded vanilla Factorio playthrough. We've gotten to the point where we've got green circuits, lots of red and green signs going on, and we're getting through the research pretty quickly. I've been giving this some thought. Up until now, the plan has been to build a fairly sizable starter base and get through all the science. But I've done that way of building up a base several times now. And so I'm starting to think that it might be more interesting to build a more decentralized base and get into trains much sooner. And what I mean by decentralized base is rather building up the starter base to make everything, all the way up to high-tech science packs and do all the research and, make blue circuits and all that stuff. I'm thinking that maybe it would be more interesting if we just build enough in the starter base to get to the point that we can build our rail network, and then at that point start building all the other stuff at individual train stops, like we would with a mega base, but basically we start building the mega base much earlier in the game. So I think I'm going to go that route instead, just to make the series a little bit different than what I've normally done in the past. So that means we won't need such a big bus here in the main base. We'll only, but I will say that before I start building a big train network, I would like to have construction robots. And that's mostly red and green technology, except for personal roboports require blue science. So because of that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this base up to blue science. And then everything after blue science will build outside the base. But I'm not going to build like a lot of blue science in here in the starter base. I'll just get enough that we can get, the first few researchers that we need with blue science, namely the personal roboport. We might do one or two other ones if they seem like they won't take too long and they're convenient. Power armor, for example. So in this case, I will build up for a fairly limited quantity of blue science here in the starter base, and then we'll just start expanding outward with our train network. Once I have some personal robots, the nanobots help a lot, but for building lots of train tracks, it'll be kind of slow even with nanobots. So that's why I'd like to have construction robots as well to help us out. So so I think that'll be the plan for now. All right. Well, today, and in that case, I think I'm probably not going to add a second set of green circuit assemblers. Actually, let me take another look at my Factorio calculator. If I remove all the science packs after blue, in that case, our requirements for green circuits turns into 6 machines instead of 55 or 56 or whatever it was. So, All right. Yeah, so we'll revise the plan to go for blue, up to blue science in the starter base, and then everything else we will start to build on the train network in individual train stop factories. I think that'll be fun. The other good thing about that is that when you build up the whole starter base and then you go and start to build the mega base factory, it gets kind of boring at some points because you spend a lot of time just building up infrastructure and not making any use of it until you have pretty much everything you need to make all 6 science packs, launch rockets and everything. So I think this way it'll make it, we'll get more we'll get more reward for the time that we spend building up the rail-based infrastructure, because we'll be building things that we can start to make immediate use of. And then we'll probably have to go back and, rebuild or expand a lot of those stations. But I think this will be a good way to start. Okay, so so I'm going to leave green circuits like this. Or maybe what I can do is move half of these to the other side. No, I'll just leave it like this. That's fine. There's no problem with this necessarily. We do get balanced onto both sides of the belt. I will remove that because we won't need that part. Yeah. So let me just reconfigure this here a little bit. All right, and then I'm not going to need these splitters on the top. So we can just replace those. Okay, and that'll give us more than enough circuits. Okay, good. So next thing I want to build is the mall. And again, in this case, since we're not going to be making the starter base super huge, I'll just build everything on one side here. To get up to blue science, we are going to need red circuits, so we're going to have to do some petroleum production. Let me refresh my memory here. What are the other ingredients? Oh, okay. And everything else we have. Yeah, so we'll need to make some plastic and make some red circuits. But first I want to make at least a small version of the mall so that we can get some of the supplies that we need. So this is my mid-game version of the shopping mall. And again, this is from the Factorio 0.16 Let's Play series that I did, this blueprint book, and there'll be a link for the blueprint book in the description in case you want to use any of these blueprints for yourselves. Okay, and I'll put that right there. Okay, let me get rid of these, and then I'm going to plop it down again. Because what I did is I put constant combinators to remind me what items go on which belt. Okay, so let's see if there's anything here that I don't need. These are for blue belts, so I don't think we'll be making those here in this base. We've got all the inserters, we've got power poles. Okay, I'll remove those. Those are for recipes we don't have yet. We've got pipes, and then train components. So I think that pretty much covers everything that we need for the moment. All right, so I'm going to activate the bots here. And because I don't have red belts made yet, I'm going to replace those with yellow. And I'm going to use the upgrade planner for that. So I want to turn red belts into yellow. I want to turn red splitters into yellow. And I want to turn red underground into yellow. Okay, and well, let me see if this will work on ghosted entities. No, it doesn't. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to upgrade the blueprint. All right, so this is the mall. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a blueprint string. And then import it. And that gives me a copy of the blueprint. And then I should be able to just put it on here and make the changes. Yeah, and it looks like that was successful. All right, hang on. All right, so I'm going to deconstruct all that, and then I'll use this revised blueprint. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so now it's all yellow belts. And then we can, we can upgrade belts later to red once we have the stuff that we need to do so. Okay, so nanobot's back on. Actually, I'm going to run some belts myself. What is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, we need this for the train stuff. So that really only needs to go down to there. Yeah, this needs to go the whole way. Skip over the splitters. So I'm just doing this so that I expend fewer nanobots. And actually, I'll add nanobot production into this blueprint as well. Okay, and that can stop there because we're not pulling anything beyond it. Whoops. It's a little tricky. Okay, and we'll run this belt. Just getting most of the big sections of belts. Okay, and I'm out. All right, so I'll turn the nanobots back on. While we're doing this, we might as well get some more research done. Let's do the next level of nanobot stuff. I'll grab more belt. I've got a lot of inserters, but I'll grab some more anyway. Okay. So I'm going to need to start handcrafting these factories. All right, and I need more iron. I'll just take all of it. Okay, so while we're waiting for that, let's start running some of these belts. All right, so that's going to be, whoops, yeah, that's going to be iron. I'll fix the underground portion once I have them available. This needs to be green and red circuits. Where else do I have iron? I also have iron up here. So let's get rid of these trees. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, and for now, I'm going to have to use the same belt of iron. It's not going to be it's not going to be enough to feed all this. We'll have to get some additional smelting lines put in. But at least for now, we'll get iron on both sides. Okay, and we need to make a couple handfuls of underground belts. Okay, good. And then we can do nanobot speed. Oh, my bots were turned off. That's why nothing was happening. Okay. And honestly, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to cut that belt, and I'm going to cut this belt. And the reason for that is I want to give this a chance to make belts and splitters and stuff before I start producing a lot of other things. All right, so let's craft some blue inserters. Need lots of those. And just because I don't have a lot of iron, if I turn on this entire mall all at once, then only a couple items are going to get produced at a time, because there just won't be enough resources coming in to handle everything. So I'll just cut the resources up to this point. That way I'll accumulate some of the logistics components that I need. I'm going to need some red inserters too. And then once I've gotten more splitters and undergrounds and stuff, then I'll start to build out the rest of it. All right, so I'm just waiting for red inserters, because I need a couple there. Okay. Yeah, so I think this is set now to make that stuff. Let's get some power brought in. Okay, and actually I'm even gonna turn off the red stuff until the yellow components are built. Oh, we need green circuits brought in. Okay. Well, I've got lots of undergrounds now, so I should be able to do this. All right, so green and red circuits will be sharing a belt, so red circuits are going to be coming from the top. Actually, I'll just split off of there rather than taking it off the bus. Since it's right there, it seems kind of silly. Okay, good. All right. Why don't I just put in, since I want to get to robots, I'm just going to put in construction robotics into the queue, and that'll take care of all the prerequisite research that we need. Okay, so now that that's going, we'll start to turn on the rest of this. I'm still going to leave red belts out of it for now. make a few more factories. I'm going to remove these for now. Okay. So we'll let that work. And while that's happening, let's bring up some steel and copper. Let's see here. Okay, well let me bring up the steel belt first. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll bring in the steel and copper over here. And combine those belts here. Since there won't really be enough room for me to do that in this small space. All right, so that means I want the steel to come in right here. There we go. All right, so that'll give us steel and copper. You know, and as you can see, we've got a pretty severe shortage of iron. That's slowing us down quite a bit. But at least now we're making some inserters, we're making some assembly machines, and that'll make things go much more quickly. Power poles will get started once the steel gets over here. These are for blue belts, which you know, we're not going to make in this part of the base, at least. Grab all that. Okay, so I think the next thing we need to do is get some iron brought up here. More iron. So let us set up another iron smelting line. And I'm going to grab all that stuff. And actually, I'll turn this off now, since we're going to be making it up there. We don't need to steal it from here anymore. Okay. All right, so I'm going to copy this. put in another one right there. Oh, let me get out. Except for that. And I think I should have enough stuff to build all this. And again, I'll help out with the belts, since that's easy enough for me to do. Okay, I'm going to have to remove those power poles. There we go. And is that done? Okay, that's it. Just need 2 more power poles here on the end and another light. And then we are good to go. And I'll just put a splitter there to help balance. All right, we don't need all that, do we? Okay, so now we just need to feed it some iron. Let me start crafting some more mining drills. All right, so that's for coal. There. And that way, whatever I'm not using for steel, I can pull off of the second belt to make more iron. And then, as I mentioned, let's go take a look at what we need for... Yeah, we have quite a bit more iron patch that we could be using. All right, so let's expand this. And looks like construction robotics is almost done. Okay, I want many more miner drills. All right. 3-to-2 balancers are a little bit tricky. Let me see here. I've got a red belt balancer book, but I don't think I have the yellow one on me. There's a 2-to-3. 3-to-2. Okay, so I'm going to plop that down there just so I can copy it. That goes up there. Whoops. Ah, sorry. Keep hitting the wrong keys. This loops around to there. This goes straight. All right, is that right? Looks right. All right, and then we'll just do that. Need one more. There we go. Maybe I should run a third line up here. Yeah, I probably should. That way I can have a dedicated line for each of these, plus one for the steel. So I think I will do that, but I'll do that in between episodes. Okay, we got construction robotics done. What the heck is this? I think that's for a... I think this is from Bob's Mods, this Logistic Network interface. Well, it's part of some other mod. I'm not sure how it made its way in here, but I don't really need it. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Modular armor we'll definitely need if we're going to have construction bots. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, so in the meantime, I do now have 2 belts worth of iron that we can take advantage of. So I'll go ahead and run that up here. Okay. Well, for now that's okay, but I'm going to have to fix that. Okay, so that should help quite a bit. Yeah, so what I'll do between now and the next episode is I'll build out the rest of the mall here so that we can start getting some train stuff built. I'll bring in a belt of stone brick and stone. Actually, at this point, I really only need the stone to make the train stuff. Stone brick goes further down later on to make electric furnaces and stuff like that, which maybe we won't be making here in the starter base. Okay, modular armor. We got battery equipment we're going to need because we're just going to be using batteries and solar panels for quite a while until we get to the fusion reactors. Okay, so I'll clean this up in between episodes, and then in the next episode, we can start working towards red circuits, which means we'll need to do oil. We'll need to do oil refining so that we can make plastic, and we'll go from there. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.